What's up, guys? The Wheelchair Bodybuilding Podcast. Today we got James, Chad, and Mr. Olympia Harold. We got the Arnold Classic coming up. How many weeks do we got?
I think Arnold Classic next weekend, right?
I'd have to look it up. Does anybody know?
I think it's like 1 week or 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks is right. About 2 weeks.
And this is in the UK? Arnold Classic UK?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, babe, pull up the Arnold Classic in the UK. Pull up the Arnold Classic in the UK.
I believe it's like the 26th or 28th or something like that.
That's next week. I want.
Right. Who do we got in it that we know of? We got Gabriel. We got
Anthony.
Anthony.
The guy from Poland. I forget his name.
Yeah, that guy, the guy from Poland. And then Anand's supposed to be there, right?
Yeah. And then whoever wins the night before at the amateur part gets to compete.
Okay.
So it's like a pro card.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think Gabriel will be hard to knock off if he's on point.
Yeah, I'm thinking Gabriel's got to be the favorite, of course. So, let's say if Gabriel wins, then it's really interesting to see Anand versus the new guy. Is he from Poland or from Germany or?
I think it's Poland.
Yeah,
but
I think
that
James
guy, I don't
is
remember
right.
his
It's
name,
Poland.
but he's looking good in some of the pictures I saw. So it'll be interesting to see him and Anand, right? And who those two. What's your thoughts on it, Harold?
I'll get my wife to pull off the Arnold Classic in the UK. But, yeah, like Chad said, it can be hard to beat. Haven't seen a nod in a few years. Some changes.
What was that? You're cutting out a little bit.
I said it can be hard to beat. But I haven't seen a nod in a few years. It's hard to see, on his time away.
Been trying to keep up with the nod like on his Instagram and stuff, but I haven't seen like any good like recent pictures.
Yeah.
He did post something though. He posted something saying he was going to be there. So.
Right. Because he's gonna have to compete there if he wants to go compete at Olympia or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he has to compete there if he wants to qualify. And then just for anybody watching who doesn't know, Anand is from India, and he took what's his highest placing in the Olympia? Didn't he get second one year? Second or third one year?
I think so. He always looked phenomenal.
He got second 1 year, right? In 2018 or 19? Didn't he get second? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And then he took third and fourth place a couple times, I think. So he's always in the top four usually.
Yeah.
We can't hear you, Harold. You're cutting out. Anybody hear him? Yeah,
I can't hear you.
But so Anand, he's always in the top three, top four, and he does look a lot like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's crazy how much their genetics are similar, right? The shape of his arms and his chest, and it's wow, you really are kind of a copy of Arnold.
Right.
His symmetry and proportion is always just ridiculous. He's got an amazing physique. He really does.
Yep. But we got to go with Gabriel is the favorite, and then we'll see if Anand can push him. Gabriel obviously has the size, but Anand, he would be, if there was a wheelchair classic physique, Anand would win that incredibly.
Oh yeah.
Sure. He would be right. It wouldn't even be fair.
No.
He's got a really pretty physique. He's got the aesthetic, and then Gabriel does too, but he's a bit more of a mass monster.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we'll see with the new guy. Just until we see him on stage next to everybody, it's hard to judge him, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
the guy from Poland. Yeah, I mean, he looked awesome in his pictures, but I don't have reference until I see him next to Anand and next to Gabriel. You know.
We still lost Harold. Can you hear us, Harold?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Mhm.
Your audio is real low.
It's very low.
Yeah. But this is the last qualifier, right? And after this, we know the Olympia lineup.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So
Do you think Gabriel's going to like peak with his diet and everything since Olympia is just like a quick turnaround?
it's hard to say. It's hard to say with Gabe. If he rinse down now, it could be a good or bad thing. It could be a good thing that he's gonna come even harder. Then again, maybe a bad thing because he may go flat.
Right.
When you get close from one show to the next show, you got possibilities of doing really good or really bad. You know, so I hope his team gonna take a real good strong look at him and see how his body can respond. And sometimes your body not gonna hold on a certain physique for so long because it don't like living there. And if it don't like it, it's just gonna truly go flat. You know, so it really depends on his system. You would never know until the day of the show.
Right.
It's hard to judge that.
Yeah, it's funny how like I'm sure we've all done that at some point, or if you haven't yet, you're going to, where you over diet for a show and you kind of just go too hard, and then it's hard to fill back up again. And like that makes me think about 2018, that first Olympia. I just went crazy with trying to be as conditioned as I could because I was the small guy on stage, so I'll go for a condition. And I just went so hard with the dieting and everything. I think it probably I was flat on stage, and then after the Olympia was over, I went back to eating normal. It was probably a week later. I was full as a house, and like everybody in my gym was saying, like, "What the hell happened?" Because I filled up so much. But I think it took a good week for me to fill up before my glycogen stores really like soaked it up and everything because I was so flat.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
We can't hear you, Harold. Your volume's low, Harold.
Write that down.
What?
I said, did you write that information, that valuable information down?
Yeah, just like sticking in my head of like over dieting, and then I've heard Hani Rambaud talk about that. If you stay flat for too long because you're trying to push the conditioning, it's gonna be hard to fill back up. So it's not good to go flat for. I'm gonna be flat for the last month before my show. Straight. Well, good luck filling up then. You know what I mean? Like you can overdo it to the point that your body will fight you.
Right. But when you was filling back in, did you record your carbs that you was placing back in to see where you fill back in enough to say where your glycogen now is producing like it's supposed to? Did you
now I got that down, but back in 2018, I just went so crazy trying to get the condition. It took me like a week of eating everything before I filled back up. So.
And that's a good learning experience, because everybody's body is different. You got to know how to. Because some guys want to wait the Friday night to carb up. Some wait to Thursday. But I know for my system, I have to start on Wednesday. I start on a Wednesday, midday Wednesday. I start carving up, and I know the amount of time that I need to put in my system, a little at a time, to fill my bellies back in. And I used to do the Thursday thing. I used to do the Friday thing, and then realized that Monday and Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, been looking better. So when you backtrack it and know that you need to start filling in earlier, then you start learning your system. And I've learned that early. I've learned that early in my career by doing so. Yeah.
I know I've definitely been there before where I've, like Tyler just said, like I diet and diet and diet and then I get so stringy, like I can't. Like he said, like a week later, I look amazing. A week later. So you have to learn the hard way, and like Harold just said, you got to learn your system, and you got to record how that body responds so that every time, and you're not throwing darts in the dark, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
Because I remember backstage at the Olympia, I was telling you I like how I kind of filled in, and you specifically told me to write all that shit down so that I would know what I did. Yeah.
I got diaries of every competition I ever did. I got it written down in some diary somewhere. I got it written down. I got 3 or 4 of them that's 4 or 5 shows in, and I got 2 or 3 of them that did 2 shows in. But I got a collection of them, a stack of books that I look at every time I look at. And I look over, and add a little this, add a little that, change this, change a little that. But still, you got to have some type of some kind of some place board to judge it against. You got to be able to look at what you've done and why you look before you start making changes from it. So we constantly do it. Even this show right here, it's a change. I can already tell it's a change. Going into the Olympia this year is already a change. I already see the change already. And it's 13 weeks out, and I already see the change. Yeah.
How was the cruise?
Huh?
How was the cruise?
How was the cruise?
Yeah.
It was relaxing. At the same time, man, we just enjoyed ourselves. I ate at the same time. I ate, but I wasn't on numbers, but I was like looking and seeing what I was eating and making sure I get some good substance in. But coming from it, worked out the day, and I looked at myself all over again, which not too many things moved around at all. I filled in a little bit more on carbs than anything else, which is not bad with me anyway. This far out, it's not bad. Right. It's filling mimosas up, so that's even better before I start really dialing in, which is now anyway.
Yeah. Sorry.
Have you started your Olympia diet?
I'm starting tomorrow.
Man. Only the Mr. Olympia can go on a cruise during a prep and get away with it.
I'm gonna have like one last cheat meal tonight, go eat some shit, and then I'll start tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I think mine will officially start tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I started 3 weeks out already. I've started prepping myself 3 weeks out already. Looking at getting some stuff to my system, getting myself ready. I like doing a pre-prep first, getting my body in a time zone of working out. Again, employing this trucking thing, involving with it too, and getting some workouts while I'm away. So just looking at my body and how it's responding, and what I need to really focus on when I'm back here and then when I'm away, when I'm back here and when I'm away. But I think I'm gonna down closer to the middle of October. The middle of October, kind of maybe just limit my trips, because from October all the way through to December, my 8 weeks out, and I think I'm gonna try and see if I can not be out there doing that period. That's where my focus is. Yeah.
Well, any updates on the documentary, Harold?
No information on it yet. Nick said he'll be getting in contact with me, and he could have tried to reach me last week. My phone was just I just set my phone aside all last week, so I didn't answer no phone calls. I got a ton of phone calls. I don't know who called. I haven't really started. I tried to start going through my phone and respond to some stuff from last week. So they could have called last week. I'm not sure. I just on the cruise, I just put my phone aside. I didn't. It is out. I was going to do a documentary of the cruise line, being in the wheelchair on a cruise line, to let everyone know how comfortable it is. And I started parts of it, but I didn't really finish a lot of it. But I'm gonna go on live and I'm gonna talk about it, about the cruise, being on the cruise and being in the wheelchair and how accessible it is. It's very comfortable. I don't know how many of y'all went on a cruise before in a wheelchair, but it's doable. It's a walk through the park. Yeah. And if you get the right room, it's a walk through the park. Off the ship, on the ship, different ports you go to, getting around on the ship, going to the weight room upstairs. The carnival of the breeze, the breeze when it came out of Galveston is very accessible to everything. There wasn't anywhere I couldn't get to.
Awesome.
It's good. It sucks when those accommodations aren't there, you know. It really sucks.
Oh, for sure.
But like what you guys were saying earlier, just made me think about, you know, after you've done shows for a couple of years, you make every mistake at least once, right? You know, so 2018, I feel like that was the year I over dieted for the Olympia. Came in way too flat. Took a week to fill up and kind of got that experience of overdoing it. And then at this last show in Dallas, all I was thinking was like, I got to come in full because Brad is so tall and so big. I got to come in full. So then I didn't come in conditioned enough, right? So then I made the other mistake, you know. And it's interesting to go through the bodybuilding journey, and you got to make every mistake once, you know.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree.
Do y'all weigh yourself to know how much you weigh just before the competition?
Yeah, I'll check my
Yeah,
weight
I
right
weigh
before I hop
myself
on the
every
plane.
morning.
You know, I'll check my weight right before I hop on the plane, you know, to wherever I'm going. But that's it. I don't weigh once I get there.
James, you say you weigh yourself every week?
Yeah, I weigh myself about every morning. It's just like a system me and my trainer got going on. Like, because right now I'm in the middle of like an 8-week diet prepping for Arnold in March, trying to get everything down right. I'm down about like 10 pounds from 4 weeks ago. But
How much you weigh, Chad?
2 weeks ago, I was 236. Last week, I was 226, and then Friday, I was 218. So I'm coming down. I'm like you. I've already started making some adjustments, just pulling some carbs back. I'm bigger than I've ever been by far. There's no doubt, no question. I took your advice about going heavy. I took that shit to heart.
That's good. That's good. That's gonna be good on the stage, man. We're gonna see some difference. Everybody gonna have some difference. Everybody.
Yeah. I'm bringing the heat this time because it, you know, you never know when it's your last one, you know.
Yeah, you never know. That's for sure. That's 100%. As 100%, you said it all for it. You never know when it's gonna be your last. I mean,
Right.
you can quick, you can pop something. Anything can happen, bro. This is gonna be your last show.
Well, it's my wish that, you know, everybody stays healthy. Hopefully nobody will get any injuries and everybody will make it there. And even including to the Arnold for you, James, everybody just stay healthy, you know, be safe because one wrong move, dude, and you're out.
yeah,
You're right. I think about that when I'm training more now. I'm more conscious of that more so now. You know, being 51, you know, I'm real kind of like conscious. I stop exercise in the middle of doing it. Be like, be done with this. I don't even feel comfortable on this. Let's not do this. Let's go to something else. They'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Same here, man. At 48, man, I'm having a lot of aches and pains, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Trying to
What's
keep
been
the
your
elbows
guys'
wrapped up.
what's been your guys' worst bodybuilding injury? Anybody ever got like a bad one or just like little aches and pains?
No bad one.
No
Just
bad
aches
ones?
just aches and pains for me. Nothing usually fish oil can't fix. And joint support. Of course, I stay on that too because I know Harold, you stressed that last time we talked about getting on, you know, the joint support.
Glucosamine with MSN, I live off. Yeah.
You have to, man, especially when you get up our age, you know.
But yeah. And I'm glad maybe doing it now so they won't have to worry about it when they get older. I was responding to an email today. A guy said he was 51. he having these pains and stuff. And I'm like, okay, do you warm up before you work out, or do you use glucosamine? He's like, oh, I don't really warm up. You just get right into it. And I'm like, can't do that.
No, you gotta get that warm up in there, man.
Oh yeah.
Younger guys, y'all get away with it, but older guys, it's real.
I know. Always got to warm them shoulders up, man.
I'm like that meme I saw the other day. I'm like an old Buick. I gotta warm my shit up before I can put it in gear. The struggle is real.
It was interesting before I really like learned about warming up. I remember being in my early 20s and I was powerlifting back then, and I didn't know any of the science behind what I was doing. I was just lifting heavy, right? But like, I'd go in there totally cold. I'd throw on my working weight on the bench. I'd do my first set, and it'd be really hard, obviously, because I didn't warm up. And then I would notice my second set, it felt like I took 25 pounds off the bar. You know, so I was always like, "What the hell?" And now I know, okay, that was because my body was warming up, dumbass. You know, but I always felt it when I was younger, though, that on the second or third set I did great. The first set I always felt like crap, and so now I know, and I do like an extensive warm up. But it was interesting to just feel internally what's going on with your body, and it takes a minute to turn on, and then you're good to go. You know.
Oh,
Hey, so I know we talked about the guys, the four guys that's at the Arnold. That's at the Arnold. So four of them will be at the Olympia too, right?
What was that?
The four that's competed at the Arnold.
Yeah,
The same four is going to be at the Olympia, right?
it should be. Yeah.
should be.
Right. Now the same four. Now you got to think about those four. Now I don't know if y'all thinking about this. If they're September, October, November, so they still be like 9 weeks. About 9 weeks from the Arnold to the Olympia.
Yeah,
Give
that sounds about right.
Give or take, yeah.
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
Guys that's not competing, you got to think about how their conditioning is going to be compared to yours.
That is something to consider.
There you go. It's very seriously how everyone's going to work out compared to those. That's half the lineup, roughly, a little less than half. Those four guys going to be technically they're going to be in condition, but they're not going to have time to put size back on. They're not going to be time to fill in that. So they're going to be leaner. They're going to be leaner. Now, for you coming into it, you got to think about they're going to be lean. Where are you going to be at? Now, if you're playing a size game and they're lean, where do you? So your size game can't be just size. Your size game, you got to really look at. You really got to be lean with your size. So what I'm just little point of advice is coming into it. Your main focus, if you ain't sized up, don't worry about being. I think if you're going to play in the game of the Olympia, you really got to show your leanness and keep full as possible. But when I say you can be full and lean, I mean muscle belly's full, not just big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get lean, but don't get fat. Okay, so everybody know that. Get lean, but don't get flat. That's what you got to figure out. How to get lean without getting flat. But you definitely want to think you want to lean into the lean side. You don't want to be leaning into the full size, but you need to be that back rows. Because the majority gonna be lean, so they're gonna look at the lean guys together. And that's how it's judging. It's not gonna be that one that stand out. It's gonna be like, okay, the whole group looks like this right here, so let's compare that look. You see? So I was thinking about this, and I'm just vocalizing, which already digested and kind of like come up with a game plan what I want to do. But also just like putting good information out. I don't like holding all the secrets of it. Ain't no big secret, but I'm just saying. I think you really gotta look at. Yeah, you want to put the size on, but if you're sizing up, you know, the 8 weeks. At 8 weeks, you really want to focus on how to keep that fullness, and then shred the body fat away, and then keep the fullness. Keep the fullness and shred the body fat away. And don't worry about weight. You need to worry about body fat. Don't worry about weight. You need to worry about body fat. Scale ain't gonna do shit. Worry about that body fat. Skin fold your check. Skin fold yourself. Skin fold yourself. Skin fold yourself. Skin fold yourself. That'll let you know. The weight stay the same. Skin fold come down, you good. If the goddamn skin fold not coming down, the weight coming down, then you lose muscle. Then you ain't got to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know well as I do, it's easier to peak once than it is twice.
Yeah, but at the same time, the judges, you got to think when the judges are looking at everybody across the board now. And that's another thing too. It's what the judges are looking at. You go see what I'm saying? It's what the judges are looking at, and over half the line are gonna be lean. So if you got one full guy barely lean, but you got all this ripness going on, they're gonna lean towards the ripness.
Yeah.
They're gonna lean towards the ripness. I guarantee. You could be big and you can have a little bit, but if you got 3 rip guys have a low fullness to them, that's going to catch the eye of the judges. And I'm just giving you a little, insight. Just my little insight. I ain't no judge. I ain't no one. Just I like information out. But that's going to be a part of my protocol in doing what I'm doing. My Arnold look and my Olympia look is always 2 different looks. I'm geared to going towards my Arnold look on this more so.
Okay.
Just let everyone know, I'm not gonna be as full as normally as big as I ain't gonna say that. I may look even bigger, but my main goal gonna be more my body fat, want to bring it down. The lowest my skin fold ever been on the show was 17, not body fat, that's skin fold, which equals about 9%, 8%, around 8% at my age. So I'm gonna try and focus on bringing that skin fold down about 12 to 15. 12, that may not be like that. And I really want to see it. I've been 5% since 2012. I think I did the show, and I was not using anything. That's when I coming from NGA, and I did the first 5 shows of my NGA. I'm sorry, my FPV Pro wheelchair. First 5 shows using nothing. I was super lean. So that's what I'm shooting.
Okay.
What do you notice, Harold, if anything, at the age you're at now, say, versus what, say, 6, 8 years ago?
Yeah. What I notice the most change?
Yeah.
Ab area. The abs. You can, like Dexter said, if you study the Dexter and look at Dexter had one of the best center plates when he won Mr. Olympia in 08. If you look at his abdominal is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I always say that ain't nothing you can do with your abs. Your abs are going to dissipate over the years.
Yeah.
Look at Bill Heath from 2008 to 2015, it has continued to get bigger. Yeah, they say he had an issue, and then you think the HGA, yeah, you can think about all the other stuff they use. But even using nothing, your abs are gonna grow. Now, how do you avoid that? Getting ready for a show. Smaller, frequent meals. It's not a whole.
That's something I've noticed. I cannot get my waist little as it used to be, say 10 years ago. 10 years ago, my waist was 29 inches.
Well, think about this, Chad. Were you trying to get big 10 years ago? Were you eating as much as you eat now?
Oh, nowhere near.
Right. So that's why you was eating smaller meals.
Correct.
Go back to those smaller meals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a secret right there. Big and small. It's hard to do because you want to keep size on because you're bigger. You got to do 7, 8. That's where that 7, 8 meals comes in at. And that's going to keep your gut small. I guarantee I do it every time. When I eat small meals, my shrink that up. I mean, no band. I use the band now. You don't get me wrong. But I can tell instantly when my gut get empty and it shrinks down and I can't eat that much. So when I want to keep my fullness, you got to time yourself every 2 hours. You need to put something in your mouth. Every 2 hours, you need to put proteins and carbs in your mouth.
And that gets monotonous as hell too.
That's why it's not because it get monotonous. It's hard to do. And the ones that do it, they look phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you see a lot of men physique, men classic, they got small weights because they're not feeding the muscles much because they're eating smaller meals.
Yeah. Makes sense.
What's up, Adolfo?
What's up?
How's it going?
Good, good. What's up with you guys? Who's here? Who's all here? Oh, all right. Sweet.
My man.
Harold's just giving us knowledge on keeping a small waist and nailing your diet just right and everything.
That must be a nod calling me from India.
And we were talking about the Arnold Classic predictions too. We got Gabriel, we got Anand who's supposed to be there. We got the new guy from Poland, and then we got Anthony, right?
Yeah, Anthony.
Yeah, we got him, and then I'm probably blanking out on 1 or 2 others, but I think that's the top 4 right there. So
You gotta go with Gabe. I mean, he's on a streak. He's on an up. So I mean, and I've seen photos of him. He's kept himself in pretty good shape year round because I'm sure he knew he was gonna do the Arnold UK. So I mean, you'd have to favor again. I don't know. The only cats I know is what Gabe and Anthony. Isn't Anthony doing it?
Yeah.
So I mean, Anthony's conditioning is always, it just depends. It could kind of flip because there's times where I think Anthony has beat Gabe just due to sheer conditioning. So, I mean, I'd probably have to favor Gabe just because of just the momentum he's brought in from the Arnold, and he's improved a lot from I think just his size is just going to be pretty compared to all the other guys. So I don't know, who do you guys pick, Gabe or somebody else?
I think we all favored Gabe pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, we were all thinking like Gabriel in first, and then it's interesting to see the new guy from Poland, Anand, and Anthony. Those 3 going at it is really interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't know who's going to win out of those 3 for a second place.
Are those guys going to be doing the Olympia as well? Because
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what we was talking about, Dolfo. I was telling a few minutes ago. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You got to think about all 4 of them guys. Subjectively, they're going to be doing Olympia.
Yeah.
So they're conditioned already 8 weeks out. They're going to be super conditioned for the Olympia.
Yeah,
Maybe flat, but they're going to be conditioned. So you got to think about it. That's at least half the lineup, less than half the lineup that's going to be conditioned. So,
however, the downside to that is, some of them might get cute and try to thinking that they're in condition and they're going to try, let me give myself a little 3-week mini bulk. And some people might get cute and thinking they got that window because they're super lean. And, you never know what you go through those post shows, you get super hungry, man. And
so that goes back to say that you say Gabe is going to be the top contender. Well, if he just won Arnold and he feel he's good, is he going to work as hard? And he got Olympia coming up too. Is he going to sacrifice his size, all of his size for the Arnold? Or you think he may put some of that ripness on the table and then Anthony, being as lean as he is, make him look stupid?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Makes sense though.
Because it's like
because he gonna lean down. His fullness. He know he got to see me again. his coach can be like, well, if you shred down now, you ain't gonna have nothing in your tank when you come to the Olympia. Are you gonna throw it on the table at the Arnold? Or are you gonna leave some of it on the table to take Harold out at the Olympia? You gotta think about that too. Because that's 8 weeks out. He can't gain no more size back. If he rinse down now, he can't gain no more size back.
Yeah.
So what do you think is
So
coach?
I think back to what Adolfo said with the momentum that Gabe's carrying. And the one thing that I think we can all agree on, he is consistent. The dude is consistent.
And also, again, you got to add the factor of perception. The judges know that he just came off a win from the Arnold in Ohio. So in their minds, he's already kind of like, you know, perception wise in their mind, in judges' minds, I'm assuming it's like their eye is already on him. So that kind of off the bat.
But if one of the boys come in crisp,
Yeah, you're right. Again, Anthony comes in super freaking like retardedly like rip.
His fullness, if he can reserve some of his fullness and then come in and rip, and then Gabe leaving a little bit on the table because he don't want to get too hard. That's gonna be the question. And then Arnold keep his anatomy up, and he comes in lean. That's gonna be good. I don't know.
Yeah, Anand is really a wild card in this thing, right? Because Anand, he's so good, but we haven't seen him in years.
Because sometimes
that's another thing too. We haven't seen him in years.
yeah.
I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Sometimes his structure alone gets him through, like just because he has such a small waist, full muscle bellies. I mean, there's, you know, like there's times where I've seen him where he's not as conditioned, but his shape and his structure like gets him through just because his waist is so small. He has big arms, big chest, full muscle bellies. And sometimes I think like that alone like gets him like just that look, you know?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So this is the first time Gabe came in the best he can look at the Arnold. That's the best he came in ever.
Yeah.
Arnold coming in the best you think he can come in. No flaring. Antonio keeping his size and ripped. And all three of them at their best. How hard or easy you think Gabe will walk away with that?
Under those pretense, I still see. If what you said is correct, I see it as Gabe, Anand, Anthony.
Okay.
But then where's the guy from Poland jump into this though too? Because he's looking good too.
I haven't seen him enough, so I can't speak on something. I don't know. I'm be honest with you. I don't judge stuff I don't know. I ain't seen him
by himself, right? We got to see him next to everybody, but by himself in some pictures, he's pretty freaky, you know.
I can't judge him then.
Yeah.
The guy from Poland, is this the guy that did the first the Houston Pro back in the day with all you guys, with all the OGs back then? Are we talking about that guy?
Oh, you're taking.
His name's Carl something. First name's Carl.
Daniel.
This is a new cat from Poland.
I think
Yeah, he's new.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm thinking the guy I'm thinking is Marius. He competed in the first pro show. Wheelchair pro show. No? Okay.
That's an older guy, right? That's an older guy.
Yeah.
I think it's a young guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
And
younger.
then, okay, he's younger. Okay.
Would you agree with Chad?
Sir.
What you agree to say?
Oh, I thought he was talking about Daniel.
Oh, Daniel, yeah. It's not Daniel.
No, it's not.
Carl's his name, I believe. Carl something.
Nah, that's Daniel's at the first show.
Yeah.
Real tall. Yeah. So what do you think, Adolfo?
With all of them comes their best. I would, God, I think I would go with Gabe just because he holds that size. Like, he holds that size. Anthony, and then Anad, because Anad's back is not as good compared to Anthony and Gabe's when they go for back-to-back shot, because he has that narrow back.
Well, hold on.
When,
Another beat Gabe at the Olympia.
I don't think Gabe was at his best.
Yeah, that was
That
old Gabe. That was Gabe before he worked with Dorian.
But you
Huh?
haven't seen a nod since then.
What's that?
You haven't seen a nod since then.
Right.
That's true.
But Gabriel's a hell of a lot better than he was back then, though.
Oh yeah.
Gabe, there was one thing with Gabe he always had. Gabe was almost like Big Rammy. He could never have leaned down. Every show he never leaned down. He just could not lean down. This last show he won, he got leaner. That was the Achilles heels to Gabe. I always tell him, I said, dog, you just need to lean, bro. You need to stop chasing this big game and lean. He got harder. This last show, that was the hardest he ever got. He got bigger. He just leaned down better. The same thing with Randy. Randy got bigger. Randy got smaller and won.
Correct.
So
Correct.
ain't no change actually in his body shape. His shape was still there. He just ain't been lean. Same size and lighter, and he won. So, and at the same time, Arnold beat him because he wasn't lean. Okay, now he looks better because he's leaner. Well, again, haven't seen Arnold in 3 years.
Yeah, it's been about 3.
And it's gonna be interesting. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, for sure.
It's gonna be interesting, and it really depends on how Gabe team prepping him from the Arnold to the Olympia, because it's not just the Arnold at stake with Gabe. If I was Gabe team, I wouldn't even have done the Arnold.
That's what I was just fixing to say.
Does that make sense? Like, why would you
It's
do
just
the Arnold opposed to get the title?
I think personally, Gabe was just on that momentum, so he wanted to take advantage of it. He wanted to rack up another.
And it might hurt.
What's that?
If you got a perfectly running race car and you about to run the biggest race ever, and you just beat the fastest car out there, and you gonna run the slide race? No, nigga, you don't run the slide race.
Hey, I get it, but
You may blow something in a second.
I think from a psychological standpoint, I think, he's always came, second to you all the time. Harold, he's always came second. And then I think just, again, like I agree, but I think psychologically, I feel like he just kind of, he wants to get another solid under his belt, another number one under his belt. Like as a competitive standpoint, I think he's, I think I'm assuming he figured, man, I'm on a roll, let me try to get another W in this competition and then roll into the Olympia and get another W. I mean, right?
That's
Only
true.
thing I
Yeah.
can say, because I'm gonna be all proud.
Yeah.
Release the Kraken.
Release the crack on this one, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Well, that gets me excited hearing Harold talk like that. I want to see King Kong, come in and tear the place up.
Per usual.
It'd be like everybody be able to say, "You're gonna see something you never seen before." All of them say, everybody be able to say that.
This is where like the documentary's coming in at the perfect time, where it's really Harold versus Gabriel now. It's really like Godzilla versus King Kong right now. You know what I mean? And it's a good time for that kind of marketing.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
We need a lot more marketing for our category so we can, grow this thing. And
Yeah,
get
it's
more.
the perfect time for that kind of marketing, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, if you win the Olympia, if you win the Arnold, he's going to have a lot more momentum coming in. Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna have a lot more momentum, but like you said, how much is he gonna have left in the tank as well? So for the
I
next
think-
8 weeks.
And that's where the coach may come in and be like, not take everything out the tank for the Arnold. And then if you
Yeah.
don't do that, then that's possibilities.
Yeah.
Then there's possibilities. Whereas me, if I was coaching him, I wouldn't have him do the Arnold.
Yeah.
If I was coaching him, you're not doing the Arnold. You're gonna wait to the Olympia and you're gonna put everything out on the table. You just beat Harold, you gotta go up again. Why risk damage your motor? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Especially that close. If it was further apart and some breakdown, you got time to get that together. Being that close, that doesn't make sense to me. But
Yeah.
hey, ain't my team. I got to worry about my own team. Yeah.
Well, that
Well,
gets me
good to
excited for the Olympia, though.
It's good to it's good to hear it from everybody else's perspective, though. I mean, Adolfo makes a good point. Harold makes a good point too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Adolfo been around with it a lot. He done been a ton of shows, so So
Yeah.
Adolfo, if that was you, if you just beat me at the Arnold, and you got 8 weeks out the Olympia, would you have done that show?
No.
I know my body. I would have not done it because I know how many shows I'm good for. And so if I would have done that, no, I would have got some rest, recovered my body, give that time to, to take a break from all the shit, just because again, you become better with training everything, and you kind of give your body that break, that window of respond better to everything. And I mean, I've experienced that during, when everything was canceled, all this stuff. I didn't do shit. I mean, I exercised, like I didn't train, I exercised. I did 3 sets of gear and just stayed and trained like a body. I, got off everything. And then I remember I got ready for the 2020 Olympia. My body responded to just being a lot better than previous years. And it 21. And so knowing my body, I would not have done that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do that. But
Yeah.
that's just knowing my body, knowing my schedule, sometimes you gotta take in consideration, like this is Gabe, like Gabe builds full time. He's retired. Like he sold. I remember him telling me he sold his for a good amount of money, and like all he does now is bodybuild. Majority of us still work. Like,
Oh yeah.
Gabe eats, sleep, building. Like he lives that life. Like, yeah, I live that life too, but gotta, Harold, have like your this is your towing and trucking, your car, your body shop, you train, like, we have, like, we all still have our priorities.
Yeah.
That and know that, yeah, I totally take a big tank trying to do 3 shows in 1 year with it. Like I have the resource to do like that, like some bodybuilders do. So
Calm.
I know. I did 4 last year. It about did me in.
yeah, I mean, people don't realize, man, this shit is taxing, bro. Like going up deficit, surplus, competing, like the hormonal imbalances throughout the year, like fuck, it's taxing, man.
It is.
Yeah. So, and God, like, how old is everybody here? Like, we're like, I'm hitting my 40s next year. Like it's like, like I'm not a 20-year-old man, and or I'm not in my mid-20s anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
You're not, Adolfo, but I'm sitting here looking at that Olympia poster from last year, which wasn't last year's picture. It was the competition you did before that, and you have made vast improvements.
yes, but at the same time, everybody else is as well. So
Yep.
that's
Tyler
yeah,
has too. Tyler has really made some good improvements.
Brian.
So you look at Bradley. I mean, he's like, he's making improvements. I'm looking at him. I was like, oh shit, okay. He's filling into that 6 foot. He is.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to see is Brad and Tori next to each other. Those are the two giants on stage now, right?
Yeah.
That'll be fun
Yeah.
to see those two, and like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
both huge,
Mhm.
Tori's competing in the this year, huh? The Olympia.
He's
Tori
competing
is,
at the
huh?
Olympia.
Yeah.
He'll be at the Olympia. So yeah, just seeing him and Brad next to each other with how big they are, that'll be interesting,
Hey, is Woody gonna do it?
Yeah, Woody's
I think
supposed to be.
Woody?
Is it? No, Woody's supposed to be in the UK too.
Oh yeah, Woody is supposed to be in the UK. He's just not on the poster.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Woody.
Yeah, Woody's young at it. He got years to develop and grow. He has a good spirit. I mean, he knows fitness. And he's a good ambassador of the wheelchair class too, man. He loves demonstrating what the possibilities of being in the wheelchair is also.
Especially this being the Canada side. So
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
I gotta get going here pretty soon, guys. But that was good talk, though. I'm excited for the Olympia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Last thing, you guys remember Daniel? He's from Czechoslovakia or something. Big dude,
Czech.
older gentleman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the Czech,
Minster.
Yeah.
Czech Republic.
Yeah.
He's been out for a while, but I think he's doing the Olympia this year. Yeah.
Not that I've heard.
No.
I haven't
You
heard
guys hear
that.
I have not heard that.
Because I know he's been
Cool to
dealing with
compete
health
with
issues. Oh.
Come.
So
He's a big dude.
yeah.
I've only seen pictures of the guy. I've never got to compete with him. So he's one of those guys, yeah, that I'd love to be on stage with.
He's a big dude. Yeah, he's a solid dude.
Yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah, somebody find out on that, and we'll discuss more of that on the next episode.
Hey, so where's everybody staying at? Because where's the host hotel?
Planet Hollywood.
Okay, but they said everything's in the Venetian.
Yeah, that's where the expo is going to be.
But where's all the tanning and all the stuff where we have to roll to?
I have no idea.
That's what I wanted. That's what we were talking about, Chad. Like, I don't want to go stay at Planet Hollywood and everything's in the Venetian.
If I was guessing, I would think everything's gonna be there where the expo is at the Venetian. If I was guessing, but that's just a guess. Nick will know for sure.
Is that a Venetian hotel?
What's that, Harold?
You're cutting out. What?
What hotel?
So Planet Hollywood is the host hotel. The Venetian is where the expo is. And then across the street from Planet Hollywood, the Zappos Theater, that's where the finals is going to be.
Oh, okay.
Where are we competing?
We're competing at the Venetian at the expo.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a hotel at the Venetian as long as the tanning is there too. Because when you're all tired and drive to up and down, I want to stay put. Oh.
Yep. But anyways, next week somewhere around the same time.
Yeah, should be good.
All right. Good to talk to you guys.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right, see you,
Have a good
boys.
week.
All right, see
Bye.
ya.
See you next week.
Yeah.